Yes, we are on live.
Great.
That's good. So I think our audience will start joining soon. So it will just take a couple of seconds.
Yeah, we can maybe wait some
Yeah,
minutes.
just take a couple of seconds actually for them to join. Can you hear us actually? I think yes. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, like whoever is watching from anywhere of the world today. This is Abhijit Khuri here from Jack International Education Consultants. We are Sweden-based education consultants mainly. Today we'll discuss about study in Finland and specifically about Hanken Business School of Economics. Today we have a special guest with us. Is Natalia from Hanken School of Economics. So Natalia, could you please introduce yourself a bit more, please?
Yes, hi, of course. Thank you, Abhijit. So, hello, everyone. My name is Natalia, and I'm working as marketing coordinator in the student recruitment at Hanken School of Economics. We are located in Finland, as you might have guessed from the Study in Finland subsession. And today I would like to talk to you and tell you more about Hanken and the possibilities and opportunities that Hanken has to offer for you as a prospective student. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. So we maybe do like that. Then I first go through the presentation, and then I can take the questions and answers. So we can together with Abhijit answer the questions that might pop up in your mind.
Surely.
Okay, great. So just give me 1 second.
Sure.
I will start sharing my screen.
Surely.
Yes, and let me know. Let me know if you see my screen now.
Yeah, we can see that, Natalia.
Yes, perfect. So yes, once again, welcome to the presentation about Hanken School of Economics. We are located in Finland, and maybe you know already these facts, but it's never a bad idea to repeat them once again. So Finland is the happiest country in the world. We have been ranked #1 for 3 years in a row, and we hope that also next year we will be ranked also quite high, but we know ourselves that Finland really is a happy country to live in. Finns, for example, eat the most ice cream in Europe, so about like maybe 13 kilograms per year, and drink the most coffee in the world. So maybe that's actually the reason behind the happiness when you can have an ice cream and a coffee every time you want. But apart of that, Finland and Helsinki, which is the capital, is very, very well known for the work-life balance. And Helsinki actually was in 2019 ranked #1 as the best place in the world for work-life balance. This means for you also as for the student that you will not only get a high-level education and high-level studies, but you will also have an opportunity to enjoy your hobbies and also to enjoy outside and to go into the parks, and also a part of your work that you do and the studies that you do, you will be also able to have a free time of your own. Also, you maybe have heard of angry birds, and actually angry birds come from Finland because Finland is country of Supercell and Rovio. So Hanken, like a brief history, Hanken was founded in 1909. It's one of the oldest university-level business schools in the Nordics, and it's also the oldest university in Finland. Hanken has obtained the university status in 1927, and the first we were founded in Helsinki, but then in 1980 there was a branch unit set up in Vaasa as well. So Hanken in Finland is located in 2 locations: Helsinki, which is the capital of Finland, and Vaasa, which is a student city on the west coast of Finland. Hanken is a very well-known, both in Finland and also worldwide, educational institution, a business school, because we have a triple crown accreditation. It's EQUIS, AMBA, and ASCSB. And actually only 1% of business schools in the whole world has triple crown accreditation. Hanken Master's Program is also ranked by Financial Times, and it's been ranked since 2015. Our position in 2019 is 68. Also, Hanken is ranked by O Multirank, which ranks particularly high on citation rate and top cited publications, as well as on joint international publications, which means that our researchers that work at Hanken, they publish a lot of research works both individually and also together with the foreign colleagues researchers. But what Hanken can offer you personally, as for international students, we offer Hanken Master's Program. We have 4 specializations in total, and the biggest specialization we have is business and management, and the study location for that one may be in Helsinki or in Vaasa, depending on the track that you will choose. So in Helsinki, you may choose humanitarian logistics, marketing, international strategy, and sustainability. Or if you decide to study in Vaasa, you can study marketing and management. Also, we have a specialization in economics. Also, we have a specialization in financial analysis and business development with 3 tracks, and you may choose one of them. It's finance, accounting, governance, and commercial law. And also, we have a specialization in intellectual property law, which is very unique for the studies because it combines both business and law studies. So there are 2 ways to get admitted to Hanken School of Economics for the master's program. So I thought that maybe today we can concentrate more on the general admission round that is now ongoing. It has started on the 1st of November and will last until 15th of January. So what you need to have in order to be able to apply. So you need to have a bachelor's or master's degree from a recognized university or polytechnic. You need to fulfill our language requirements for English language because the program is taught completely in English. So you may prove your English language knowledge by your bachelor's or master's degree or secondary education conducted in English in an English-speaking countries such as Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, or the United States. In case your bachelor degree comes from another country, then you may take a language test, and Hanken accepts the following: TOEFL, IELTS, PTE Academic, C2 Proficiency, and C1 Advanced. So you can see the test result that we expect from your application, but I can also tell it to you now. So TOEFL, you need to have 92. In IELTS, you need to have 6.5. In PTE Academic, you need to have at least 62 or more. In C2 Proficiency, you need to have a grade C. And C1 Advanced, you also need to have a grade C. If you either have a bachelor's or master's degree from conducted in Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, United Kingdom, or the United States, or you have taken the test and fulfill and reached with the result that we require, then you qualify for our language requirement. So the next requirement we have for you is at least 30 credits in subjects relevant for the program of specialization and track. So if we back up one slide and you, for example, would like to apply for the marketing specialization within the business and management, so you need to have at least 30 credits from your bachelor degree somehow related to marketing. If you are applying to finance, then you need to have at least 30 credits in finance, and so on. Also, then the second, our next admission requirement is aptitude test or GPA requirement, and here we have different groups of applicants. So let's say you belong to group 1. So these are applicants applying based on a degree obtained in a EU or EEA country. So if you have a GPA grade B in US scale, or you have both a GPA B or GMAT, then you qualify for the application. So let's say you have a degree maybe from Sweden or from Finland, you have obtained it from some university in these countries or maybe in Germany, or elsewhere within the European Union, and you have a GPA of GPA grade B, then you fulfill the requirement for the application. But in case your GPA is lower than B, then you can take a GMAT or GRE test, and that will qualify you for the application as well. We have a second group of the applicants. These are applicants applying based on a degree obtained in a country outside of European Union or EEA. So let's say you're an applicant from India. So to be able to apply, you need to take a GMAT test and with an overall score of 550, or you take a GRE test, and there you need to have a following a division in quantitative reasoning and verbal reasoning. You need to have 150, so, and in analytical writing, you need to have at least 3.5. Please note that you are an applicant from the UK, so because of the Brexit, you now belong to the group 2, and you will need to take a GMAT or GRE test. Also, as the part of the application, you will need to submit a motivational questionnaire and CV, and this, especially motivational questionnaire, is a very, very important part of your application because it's something that helps our academic personnel that would look through your application, see if you're a right fit for the program, if you're a right fit for Hanken, and if your background is really relevant and your desire to study this particular subject is strong, or does any other applicant have a stronger motivation than you do. So please do take time to think over what you will write in the motivational questionnaire, because it's really something that everybody is looking at. Well, once you get admitted to Hanken, you will start, of course, studying, but there are many other things that Hanken also stands out from other universities and other business schools. And what we are really proud of is Hanken International Talent. It's our talent management program for international students. And it's made and tailor-made especially for the international students, and to help them to get connections and to land into Finnish business world as early in their studies as possible. And that is done through the case studies or also internships and other occasions where you will be able to meet professionals from such companies such as KPMG, Fazer, which is the biggest confectionery producer in Finland, PVC, and Wärtsilä. These companies have been with us since the program has started in 2017. And they're really happy about that, and they keep coming back and recruiting from our international talent pool. Our talent management program is really something that we all recommend all international students joining and taking advantage of that, because that will increase your chances to land a job upon a graduation significantly.
Natalia, we can actually, we cannot see your other, visual. We can see only study.
Okay, that is strange, because I'm now okay, now what you see? Yeah.
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay, and you've been not seeing any other slides?
No. I was just thinking to tell you.
Okay, so
sorry, carry on, please.
Basically, okay. Well, what do you suggest then? Should I go through the?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can carry on anyway. No problem.
Okay. So do you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. But yep. Okay. So we can now talk a bit more about fees and funding.
Yeah.
So education is free of charge for all EU and AAA students. So if it's a citizenship, if you have a citizenship somewhere, maybe in Sweden or in Finland or in any other country in Europe, then you may study free of charge in Finland, not only at Hanken, but in any other university if you wish so. But then the fee for non-EU and AAA students is 12,500 euros per year, and the master's program is for 2 years, so you will need to have 25,000 for 2 years of studies.
Okay.
But on the bright side of that, we have scholarship opportunities for all the non-European Union students. So, and the application for the scholarship is the joint part of the master's application. So once you apply for the master's studies at Hanken, then you also apply for the scholarship, and you also get once you get your decision if you have been admitted to Hanken or not, you also get right away information on if you're getting a scholarship or not. And the scholarship is something is always between 50% of the tuition fee or the full tuition fee waiver. Hanken is also a part of the Global Business School network, and if the applicant is from the also from the university that also belongs to this Global Business School network, then he or she may apply for the premium scholarship that will not only cover the tuition fees, but also living expenses to amount of 8,000 euros per year. So if you think that you are, you may also choose from our webpage, you may check if your university belongs to the Global Business School network, but then if you're unsure, you can always check with us. You can either check with Abhijit, so he can check for you, or you can ask me, so I can also check that for you. So our application period is now open, as I have said in the beginning. So it will run until 15th of January 2021, and you will get a decision in March if you were admitted and if you are offered a scholarship or not. But then again, we have one more rolling admission round during spring. The studies will also start in September 2021. But there the program and the admissions requirement are slightly different. So I suggest that maybe we can take and make one more live stream, then maybe later in January or February. So the applicants, don't get confused.
Okay, definitely we'll follow that.
Okay, as my slides were not shown, I can now maybe briefly share that one with the master's program.
Yeah, please. That would be really nice.
Yes, so Hanken offers 4 specializations in master's program, and master's program is for 2 years and completely taught in English. So we have business and management with the tracks in humanitarian logistics, marketing, international strategy and sustainability, and marketing and management, which is a track that is taught in Vasa. We have economics. We have financial analysis and business development with the 3 tracks of finance, accounting, governance, and commercial law. And also we have a specialization in intellectual property law. So you as an applicant may apply for simultaneously for the 3 tracks. So, for example, if you want to apply for the financial analysis and business development, you may in one application apply for all 3 tracks, but you need to rank them. For example, accounting will be your first choice, finance will be your second choice, and governance and commercial law will be your third choice. But also, please remember that you will need to write separate motivational questionnaires for all 3 tracks. If you're, for example, applying for if you're more interested in business and management specialization, then also you can also apply only for the 3 specializations as well. Yes, and here are the admission requirements. So briefly, also I can go through them again. So it's bachelor's or master's degree from a recognized university or polytechnic. So, for example, we all often get a question from a student from India that have a 3 years bachelor's degree.
Yes.
So yes, that would qualify you for applying for the master's degree in Finland, because this 3 years bachelor's degree qualifies you for application for the master's degree in India, in the country where the bachelor degree was obtained. You also need to fulfill Hanken language requirement, and that may be done either by test that you may take. We accept all the probably possible English tests, English proficiency tests. So it's TOEFL, IELTS, PTE Academic, C2 Proficiency, or C1 Advanced. But for example, if you're an applicant with a degree from countries such as Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, or the United States, then you get a language test waiver, and you may prove your English language knowledge by submitting your educational documents from these countries. Also, you need to have 30 credits in a relevant subject. So if you're, for example, applying for marketing, you need to have at least 30 ACTS in studies related to marketing. If you're applying for the finance, then respectively you need to have 30 credits in finance. We have a GMAT or GPA requirement for the student. So for example, and we have two different groups of students. So if you're a student applying on the degree outside of European Union, you need to take a GMAT or GRE test. And in GMAT, for example, you need to have an overall score at least of 550. But if you're a student from applying on a degree obtained from the European Union countries, then you may apply based on your GPA in case it's grade B or higher. But if you're applying from the European Union with a degree from the European Union and your GPA is lower than B, then you need to take a GMAT test. Of course, if you want to.
So Natalia, so I'm just clarifying it too. I mean, so that audience, students, and also myself, we can understand better. So it means like if someone have degrees from European country, in that case, and it is B or A, in that case, they might not require GMAT or GRE. Is it correct?
Yeah, this is correct.
Okay. So if someone has a degree from European country, but still it is less than B, then they might, then they will be needed GMAT or GRE. And at the same time, they will be needed English as well, English proficiency as well. I mean, they will not get any extra benefit for, as studying at European countries. Apart from UK, Australia, Canada, they will not get any extra benefit for English.
No.
Okay, I got it. So in this case, it will happen. It doesn't matter which country are they from, but it will depend on based on their study. What they have studied on their bachelor, right?
Sorry, I didn't get a question.
Like
really.
For an example, like if Asian students, they have studied in Sweden, and they got B in their bachelor.
Yes.
So then it will be calculated. So then they will get exemption. So it doesn't matter they are from India, but still they studied in Sweden.
Yeah, that is correct. It doesn't matter like where you initially come from.
Yes.
It based on your degree where you have obtained it. Yes. So if you're an Indian student who has a bachelor degree from Sweden and you have their grade GPA grade B and higher, then you don't need to take a GMAT or GRE test. Of course, you can always do that if you wish to maybe increase your chances in getting admission, or maybe you're a bit unsure still that maybe like your grade, your GPA is just like B, but like it was very hard for you to obtain this B, and you want to be secure that you will be getting admission, then of course you also may take a GMAT or GRE test. But then again, if you have a grade B and you're very sure and your grade B is coming from Sweden, then you don't need to take a GMAT or GRE test and you are qualified for the application. And it doesn't matter if you come initially from India or Bangladesh or I don't know, Australia or any other country in the world.
No, same thing actually. Even in Sweden, we work such a way. It doesn't matter where are they coming from, but it based on their actually where have they studied from. So based on that actually. Okay, so good to understand. And also regarding the scholarship, what depends on? Is it based on their CGPA and GMAT GRE? It depends.
Yes, correct. That depends. The possibility of getting the scholarship is fully based on the previous academic performance of the student. So the higher the GPA is and the higher the GMAT score is, and also motivational questionnaire there is very important. So if the student is really motivated, this is something that the scholarship committee looks at when getting the scholarships
So
assigned to
do,
applicants.
do they need to write a motivation letter for a scholarship?
No, they don't need to write a specific letter of like a for just for the scholarship because it's the joint in the application.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but there will be some questions, so they will have to
Yes,
answer those questions very carefully. So it will be
yes, and I
okay.
yeah.
Okay, just to understand. So you carry on now. Hopefully, I mean, it will help our students as well. Because the reason I'm asking, because this video will be anyway saved
Mm-hmm.
uh, in our channel. So I mean, even students can come later and then they can check. So hopefully, it will make them clear to understand.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And then if you or applicants have any
Yeah,
questions,
yeah,
then you are more
yeah,
than
yeah.
welcome to
See, yeah,
just
definitely.
write
We'll
email
definitely do
also.
that. Yeah, no problem. So I understood myself anyway. So I mean, our audience and students will understand as well same time. So please carry on. I
Yeah,
mean, what
yeah.
you're saying, please.
Yeah, I didn't have much more to tell. I just maybe a few words to add that there are possibilities for student housing both in Helsinki and in Vasa. And for example, in Helsinki, Hanken owns one of the buildings, and also there will be one more student housing in 2020 in the end of 2021. So the students may apply for the residence there, and the chances of getting a student apartment or a room in the shared student apartment are very high, both in Helsinki and in Vasa, because and especially for the international students, because international students are always prioritized.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's good. And also, Natalie, I have a question. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how students will know, like, they will study in Finland, I'm sorry, in Helsinki or Vasa, like in another campus. Because sometimes, like, of course, like some of the students, they have also choice as well. Like, okay, I would like to, uh, I mean, their choice could be like Helsinki as capital,
Mm-hmm.
as you know. So, I mean, do you have any specific programs? Those programs are running from Helsinki campus.
What kind of specific programs you mean?
I mean, sometimes we do it or we do work with different universities. For an example,
Yes.
they have 10 programs, so and they have two campuses, so they run like, okay, so these particular five programs, if someone study these five programs, this will be from one campus, and another
You
five
mean study
programs will be
programs?
from,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly, and
Yeah,
it will be
yeah. But
from
here
another
you,
campus.
yeah, of course, we most of our programs and most of our specializations are taught in Helsinki, and there is only
Okay,
this one, marketing and management. It's taught in Vasa.
okay. Okay, so when they are making the application, they know actually like where there will, I mean, where will be their campus
Yes,
for
of
that
course.
particular
Once that
program.
you apply, you always know where you come where you will
Okay,
study.
okay, all right. That's glad to know. Okay, thank you. I think like we have here one question here.
Okay.
Said Russell Hussain, he's asking like, is age a factor for not being admitted in universities during visa formalities?
Well, we don't have any age limitation for to get admission to the university, and I'm quite sure there is no like any limitations for the visa application. But for the visa application, I would probably advise you to contact the embassy. But once you're admitted to the study program, then you have a reason to apply for the residence permit. So, and we have no age limitation. We actually have students of really different ages. Like the group is diverse. Sometimes we get even applicants who are over, like, I don't know, 55 years old, and it's not a problem. They studied together with the students who have just completed their bachelor degree and are 22.
Yes. Here, actually, I would like to add comments with Natalie as well. I mean, from my experiences, what I can tell, like, age doesn't matter actually. I mean, mostly Scandinavian countries, universities. I mean, of course, I know like some part of the countries they also look like if someone has a study gap and other things, they don't allow them for their programs. But for the Scandinavian countries, mostly universities are very open, so age doesn't matter. And on the other hand, for the students, if they can show they have really good study intention to migration, then they can really get the residence permit. That's really important. I mean, if they cannot prove like why they are studying and why their study is important, then they might not get the residence permit. So if you really want to apply, I mean, you have to prove that you really want to study and your study is really needed for you. So if you can prove those things to migration, then definitely you can get the residence permit. This is what I can add with Natalia.
Yeah, and I would also strongly recommend to contact the embassy and say that, let's say that you will be admitted to the university and you would like to go and study, and then they will just guide you through the next steps for you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, I would suggest maybe people ask questions because there's probably
please,
something I have.
Exactly. So, dear audience, students, I mean, if you have any more questions, I mean, if you have any more questions, please feel free to ask us. I mean, here we have a special guest, Natalia from Hanken School of Economics. So, if you have any more questions, if you are not clear anything about anything, please feel free to ask. Then she'll be happy to answer you. So, and also as we are anyway, so hopefully they will answer by this time we can. So as you said, like there will be accommodation for the international students as well. That will not
Yeah.
be problem, mostly. And also I would like to know, because for master's students, mostly students like to travel with their family as well sometimes, as you know. So is it can they get family accommodation as well, or it is just for single student?
Yes, of course, there is a possibility for the family accommodation as well, but then the price will be different, but still lower than on the private market. So to give you like maybe an estimation, so a room in the shared apartment would include all the costs like electricity, water, and internet connection would cost around 350 euros. And for example, if it's an apartment for the family, depending on the sites, it will be from 500 to 700 euros a month.
Yeah, I think it's almost the same like Sweden, actually, almost.
Yeah, probably.
And also, like I mean, most of the students they like to know. I mean, what is like a post-study work permit opportunities in Finland? I mean, I think like students would be happy to know these questions. I mean, answer actually.
Yes, sure. So once you graduate, you may apply for the residence permit extension, and this usually is granted for 1 year. And during this year, you will be allowed to search for a job. The only condition there that I think that you need to have sufficient funds in order to support yourself during this whole year. But you usually get a residence permit for around like 1 year. But for Hanken students, the employment rate is quite high. So most of our students have already the job offer before they graduate. So, and the rest would probably get the job offer within 6 months after graduation.
Wow, that's great. I mean, glad to know. Like even they get job before they graduate.
Yeah, many of our students. That's why, like, I would really recommend all the international students joining this Hanken International Talent. There is a separate application process for that. So you also need to submit a CV and an application letter. So the companies also know who you are. But it's a very great opportunity for you to get, contacts and network in Finland, and it's a great opportunity for you to have this network once you graduate, so that will help you to find a job.
Okay, and when they will do it, I mean, they will apply for it while they are studying at Hanken, right?
Yeah. During once the applicant has been admitted and then marked enroll in our system, there will be a separate email about that, and there will be quite a lot of information going out from Hanken to the international students, what they need to do to prepare their arrival to Finland. And in this information package, also information about the Hanken International Talent will be included. And all the steps for the application for the talent management program will also be included into this.
Okay.
information package.
Okay, that's great actually. And
Yeah.
in master's program, so it will be for 2 years.
Yes,
And
correct.
I think last semester will it be like they will submit thesis and or they can do they can work with the company and other things like any project.
Well,
How does
that
it work?
depends on how the student wants to build up his or her like study plan, and that can be done together with our study councils in the beginning of the studies.
Hmm.
But usually, most of the all of our students try to take most of the courses during the first year and maybe even during summertime, because we have been started to offer the summer studies as well. And then during the second year, there is an opportunity for you to work on the thesis through the whole year. And of course, you can be doing some internships or working for the company if you have time, for example, for that.
I mean, Natalia, my question was like, is internship is a part of their study as well?
No,
Can they do
internship
it?
is not a part of that. No, you need
Mm-hmm,
to.
mm-hmm.
But if you, for example,
It's
then
separate. Mm-hmm,
you may do it as a part of your study, but you need
mm-hmm.
to apply for that separately.
Sorry, I didn't get your last point, please. Could you
It might be
elaborate?
a part of the studies and you might be getting credits for that, but you need to apply for that separately. So during the
Okay,
studies, you need to, once you plan your study plan for the 2 years in the very beginning of your studies, you need to tell the student councils that you would like to have some credits
internship,
gained by in the
part
internship.
part of the study.
Yeah, so then
Mm.
you will need to contact our career services. So they also know and they can also help you to find the internship place. And then after that, yeah, it's possible, but it's not obligatory. But it's also will
Okay,
require work from you.
understand. So I mean, students will have to have the plan from very before, and then
Yes,
they will have to contact with the counselor and so on, study counselor. Okay, okay. So I think that's a great opportunity for the international students who will be going
yes,
there. I
of
mean,
course.
and I think like the semester, uh, is it like 4.5 months each semester? There is two semesters,
Uh,
right?
yeah, there are 2 semesters, and each semester is divided into 2 study periods. So the first one is from the end of August until the mid October, and then there is like maybe 2 days break. And then after that, you get a study semester from mid October to Christmas approximately. And then there is a
Mm-hmm.
Christmas break, and then it's from January to mid March, and from mid March to the end of May or something like that.
End of May. Okay, so basically June, July, August, almost they get a holiday. I think
Yeah,
international
yeah.
students.
Basically, June, July, and August are not study month, but as I said before, we are offering now some courses during the summertime as well, because we know that some students would like to graduate faster. So there is
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. There is an opportunity for them to take some courses during summertime, um, and then I don't know, maybe take an internship or concentrate more on their master's thesis during the second year of studies.
Okay, that's great. Good to know. Thank you, Natalie. We have one more question here actually.
Okay.
Uh, what
What
is
is
the current situation of Finland? Yeah, you can read it anyway.
Yeah, so I see. What is the current situation of yes, okay. If you're the current situation in Finland is quite good, I would say, and how Hanken is following up both with the students and we are following the governmental recommendations for the corona situation. So that depends on what country you're coming from. So if the
Exactly.
embassy is working in your country, so once you get admitted, you may take your offer of admission and then go to the embassy and start your process for application for the residence permit. Also, there is always an opportunity for you to go to a neighboring country if you want to, where embassy is open. But then, if you, for example, if you're worried and would like to postpone your study right until the 2022, then in our case, there is also a possibility for you to do it. So, uh, in case you will be getting an admission in March and embassy of Finland is not open in your country, and you know probably that it will not get open during nearest time, then you can postpone your study right until the next academic year. But in terms of coming to Finland, it's allowed once you have a legal reason to come here, and the residence permit for studies is a good reason to do so, to come to Finland. So yeah, that depends a bit on how the situation will evolve in future, and how also the openings for embassies will be. It's a bit hard now to predict, but
Exactly.
once you have like a valid reason to come here, you will be coming here. And then if you're coming from a country that has a higher risk of infection, then you will be probably quarantined in 10 days. But then you are allowed to come to Hanken and experience your studies in full.
I mean, I would like to add something with these questions as well, Natalia.
Of
I
course.
think they will get the admission on April, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah, in
around
March.
April, right? March. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would like to tell him that actually, like, so better if you really interested, better if you are really interested, you should apply now, and you can get the admission, because anyway, it's not costing you much. And
Yeah,
then,
it
I
actually
mean,
doesn't cost anything to submit an application. Of course, the
yeah,
test results cost, but then the
yeah, but
test
I mean,
taken.
this is the things for you. It's like for your asset, you know.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I mean, so you can get the admission, and then basically you will be applying for a residence permit maybe in April or May. So hopeful, I mean, we hope by that time vaccine will come anyway, and hopefully everything will be better, and you can apply. Actually, I think it will be good. But at least you have to have a plan from now on. You should apply definitely, and then you can take a chance. But if you don't apply for the admission now, and then you cannot do anything. I mean, while you see, okay, everything is fine now, but you cannot apply for your residence permit because you didn't get the admission. So definitely, if you really want to study, I will suggest you please apply for the admission. Then you can think about those things, and all of us will see actually how does it work. And as Natalia said, if for any reason you cannot come for 2021, then you can transfer these things for 2022, right, Natalia?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you have only one intake.
Yes.
One intake. So in that case, you have to come for September 2022. If it doesn't, I mean, for some reason, but I mean, hopefully, all of us we are working for it. Hopefully, it will work out. And okay,
Yeah, we
so
have a question
here's
about.
one. Yeah, here's one more question, please.
Yes, can I apply without IELTS now? I'm preparing for IELTS. You need to have a test taken before the 15th of January, before the deadline of the application. So if you now don't have your test results ready yet, then you need to put in the application when you will be taking the test, and don't forget also to put Hanken as a recipient for the test result, so we can also verify it. But please remember to take the test before the 15th of January, because if you take it later on, your application will not be qualified for admission. And then there was a question if you can get a work permit after graduation. So this is something also that we have already touched upon. So once you graduated, you may apply for the extension of the residence permit for job search, for work search. And once you
Yes.
get a work offer, then you may apply for the working visa, working residence permit.
And Natalia, I mean, I know like lots of students they would like to know these things as well. Like so, after finishing their study, they can get 1 year PSW. So during that PSW, they can apply for the job. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, how long do they get the residence permit? Once they get the, if you know, I know. I mean, it's not in your part, but if you know, just you
Yeah, I
could.
think it's better to if you want to check that information, it's better to contact with the migration services in Finland, which is
Understand.
Migri.
Understand. No
But it
problem.
also depends a bit on the contract. But usually the first residence permit is maybe issued from 1 to 4 years, dependently on the
Mm.
working situation and dependently on the like what kind of working contract you are getting. But then again, the best answer to that can be the Migri, the migration services in Finland may
Miggy.
give.
Yeah.
And they
Understand.
also have quite much information about that on their
Understand.
web pages. So yeah.
No, of course. I mean, they will be right person to talk. Therefore, like I didn't want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
ask, but I mean, I
exactly.
know like sometimes students they like to know these kind of things as well. Like if
Yeah, I
there is,
understand it, but I think that then I can just
yeah,
advise to
no
contact
problem.
migration services because they are answering this type of questions. So
Yeah, and it will be perfect one. No problem.
yeah.
So, dear students, as you are hearing us, I mean, watching us today. So today we have a special guest, Natalia from Hanken School of Economics. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. Anyway, otherwise, I mean, we'll be here for a couple of more minutes. So hopefully we have answered all of your questions, whatever you wanted to know. So, but still, if you have any more questions, we'll be happy to give you answer. So these are the things actually. So, so you have one semester actually in a year. So no problem. And when the class will be started? I mean, beginning of September or end of September?
Yes, the orientation days are in usually the last week of August, and the classes then and they are obligatory. The orientation days for everybody, and then the classes start almost right away. So the last days of August.
Last days of August. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Hopefully, students can. So in that case, I mean, if sometimes like international students they cannot apply on time, I mean, does university accept? I mean, couple of days, couple of weeks late? Do they accept
Usually, you need to
university?
contact them admissions services. Then, when you if you know already that you cannot come on time for some reason, then you need
Mhm.
to explain your reason, and then the admission services will be decided on your case individually. But we usually do not recommend to come in later because you will be, for example, during the orientation days, you will be meeting the first time with the student counselors that will help you to build up the student plan, and also the first company visits and the company introductions are happening during the orientation days. So it's really essential if you're coming in time.
All right. No, that's really important. I mean, orientation is always important actually, because they get to know lots of programs about the country and about the university. I think it's really lot. So
Yeah.
I was international students as well, so I would really suggest all of the international students to follow these things. I mean, orientation class is really important for them. They will get to know about lots of things about the university and about Finland. So it will be really good.
Yeah.
So I think our students are really clear about all of the answers. Actually, I think you discussed it really well and given all of the answers. Therefore, they're not asking much questions actually.
Okay, good.
So
But then just
yeah,
always remember that we are
yeah,
open to any kind of questions. So you just feel free to
exactly.
contact us directly. The students may contact you, so we can together answer
Yes.
them. Or so, and you also may contact me anytime you want. So
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you, Natalia, for coming. You are really busy, but from your busy time, you made the time for us, and you came here, and you have given a nice speech to our students. I think they will be really, it will really help them in future, and also these things will be in our channel saved so they can watch it later on as well. It will really help them. So before do you have any final comments on audience? If you have any final comments on audience, please share.
Well, I would like to remind you that the application period is now open and it's open until 15th of January. And we will be sharing more information on the second admission round later on, maybe during winter in January or February. So you will definitely hear about Hanken more, and we will, together with Avajit, have one more session for you. But then in the meantime, do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. And we are looking forward to receiving your application.
All right. I think one of the questions about like please tell something about a scholarship. I
Yeah,
think we
sure.
discussed it. You can
Yeah,
say
so
shortly.
shortly, yes, we have application for the scholarship is the joint part of the master's program application, and your scholarship may cover from 50% of the tuition fee up to 100% of tuition fee. So, and the you need to have a really high academic performance from before, because the scholarship is divided between the strongest academically strongest applicants. So if you, but also we have a specific scholarship for the students and alumni coming from the universities that are in the global business school network. So it's a bit confusing there how many schools are there. So if you are coming from the university that may you think is belonging to this network, just let us know, and I will check that for you if you are if you can apply for this type of scholarship. But this Global Business School Premium Scholarship will cover the tuition fee in full and also the living expenses of 8,000 euros per year.
All right. Thank you, Natalia, for your answers. Actually, I think it will
Yeah,
really help them.
yeah.
Thank you, Moshin, for your questions. So I would like to thank you, Natalia, for
Yeah,
coming today's session.
very good.
It was really
Yeah.
great session from you. I think it will help our students even now and in near futures. They will understand about um, Hanken School of Economics and of course about Finland as well. So, and hopefully we will have a really good, at least few numbers of students for initial time for Hanken
Mm-hmm.
School of Economics. So thank you so much for your time today.
Yes, thank
I
you,
will
and
catch you up
talk to you
later.
later.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Yes,
Thank
goodbye.
you. Bye bye. So, dear students, thank you for watching our today's session. Today we had a special guest, Natalia from Hanken School of Economics. So, if you have any questions about Hanken School of Economics, please feel free to contact with us. On the screen, you have our phone number, you have our WhatsApp number, you have our email address and website. So, please feel free to contact with the JRK International Education Consultants. So, thanks for watching. We'll catch you up later on. Thank you so much. Have a great day.